welcome Harrison Hacks.
Hey guys, welcome back to Harrison Hacks. Today I'm bringing to you another pack for the Vintage Collection build that I've done. If you're not familiar with Vintage Collection, check right in the top right hand corner right now and you're going to see a link to that video and you can get the release of the main front end. It's Attract Mode 64-bit and it has to run on Windows PC 64-bit edition. Without further ado, I just want to show you guys this Virtual Boy pack. It is a small pack, but it's actually one of my favorite packs because I don't think there's a lot of people out there that have experienced the Virtual Boy. And if you haven't, I definitely recommend checking it out. When I was a kid, I got to experience a Virtual Boy maybe once from what I recall. And I remember playing Mario Tennis. I believe it was the tennis game that I was playing. And I thought it was such a cool and unique idea. So now that I get to emulate it, there's actually one game, well, two games on the Virtual Boy that I'm currently playing one for sure. The other one I'm just starting to check out and it seems pretty cool. So without further ado, I'll show you what those games are, but let's go ahead and you're going to go to the link in the description and you're going to download a text file. And the text file is the Vintage Collection Virtual Boy Pack link.txt. Once you have that downloaded, open it up and you're just going to highlight and copy all of this, paste it into your web browser. So once you paste it in your web browser, it's going to allow you to download the Vintage Collection Virtual Boy Pack.zip. That's very small, 43.2 megabytes. So once you have that downloaded, we're going to right click, and if you're using WinRAR, you can do extract here. If you're using 7-zip, you can do extract here. So once it's extracted, you'll just have a Vintage Collection folder, and inside is just your Virtual Boy pack. So all of your artwork and all that kind of stuff, and also 24 games. So what we're going to do from here is take that Vintage Collection folder, right click, cut, and just go to the root of your H drive where you have Vintage Collection installed, and then paste it into the root of your H drive. Shouldn't take long, it's very small. Now that it's all done, go into your Vintage Collection folder, Attract, and we'll launch up Vintage Collection. I have my system muted as well, just so you know, there is sound. So I'm gonna go briefly through the list here. The baseball I have not experienced yet, but when I was putting this pack together, it was like I thought to myself, wow, I haven't experienced this. I actually want to check this out. Waterworld, I'm not sure if that's my cup of tea thing. Tetris, we'll see. Bound High, I want to say one of the viewers gave me the Bound High cart art, and I'm very appreciative to anyone who contributes to anything that I do or to the retro gaming community as a whole. Anyone that contributes, tip my hat, my hat's off to you. So this Galactic Pinball, this looks pretty neat, and this is, you know, I don't have a lot of time to play games, but this looks pretty cool, so I want to check that out. But I will say, there's Jack Bros, which also I have heard good things, saw reviews. And if you guys are watching there, you get the box art and the cart art for everything, as well as the wheel and the snap. Mario Tennis, this is the one that I recall playing back on the real Virtual Boy without emulation. So Faceball is, obviously you can see box art and card art is Japanese, but I did put the English wheel. I wanted to make sure the wheels were English for anyone. I mean, I know that it says on the bottom what the game is, but if you're just looking at the wheel when you're scrolling through, then I wanted to make sure that everything was English for anyone from North America. I mean, that, you know, it is what it is, and that's kind of why I went that route. So I want to get to right now the two games that I'm really playing. So Tellero Boxer is actually a really cool game. I enjoy it a lot. It's a lot of fun, and I have not shown it to my son yet, but I do want to show him because I think he'll think it's pretty cool because he really likes Super Punch-Out on the, I have it on the mini Super Nintendo. And then the other game that I love playing and I can't wait to master it is Virtual Boy Wario Land. If you guys haven't played this game, this is an excellent, excellent game. Very cool idea. I think that this is a very underrated title. I think that anyone who plays it will become hooked, or at least that happened to me anyway. But if we were to go, you can select a game. Your controls are already pre-mapped if you're familiar with Vintage Collection. If not, go ahead and check out my other videos and you'll see the Vintage Collection release. Get yourself my front end. It's very easy to use. But here we go. The game launches and your controls are already set. It's running through RetroArch, which is really, really nice. RetroArch, however anyone wants to pronounce it. And then we can just, you know, we can go through the game. I got a fast forward option here, but I'm going to back out. So this is the Virtual Boy pack for my Vintage Collection front end. Well, it's actually the Attract Mode front end. I don't want to take credit for anything, it's not mine. It's the Attract Mode front end that I've created into Vintage Collection. I'm going to continue to release these packs for you guys as much as possible. I mean, I want to hit every system imaginable. The reason why I'm doing these packs is to ensure that everything is done correctly. The naming, the box art, the cart art, the snap, the wheel, everything matches up so that when you guys go ahead and just do a quick cut and paste. Now some systems are a little more in depth and we'll get into that in the future. And what I mean by that is like the PlayStation 3. We're going to have to get into that when that one's going to be released and so on and so forth. But as far as like 99% of the packs, it's just going to be cut and paste for you guys. And that's it. And that's what I'm trying to do with this Vintage Collection build, is make everything as simple as possible. To release these packs individually is like, well, you know what, Harrison? I'll take this Virtual Boy pack, but I really don't want the Sega CD when it's released. I don't want that pack. Well, then you don't have to. And that way you save hard drive space. You're not sitting there like, oh, well, I have all these games that I don't even play or I don't want. You know, it's just taking up space on my hard drive. Well, with Vintage Collection, you don't have to worry about that. You guys can go ahead and just take what you want. If you delete a game, if you delete the actual ROM file, it'll take it right out of the menu. So you can see that you have all of the games available to you. But let's say you were like, oh, I don't want Virtual Fishing, and you went in and deleted it from your folder. Well, once that ROM's gone and you reboot Vintage Collection, it'll be gone. It won't show up it won't be here. It'll be gone. So it's really nice and convenient, and that's what I tried to do for everybody with the Vintage Collection build, was like, how can I make this as user-friendly as possible? Now, sometimes in my videos, I forget to mention, like, this is for Windows PC. And if you watch the main release, it shows you, okay, we're going to have to install the Visual C runtimes, DirectX, so on and so forth. But anytime there's something new that you're going to have to do other than cut and paste, I'm going to be as thorough as possible to get everyone up and running as easily as possible. So I wanted to explain that. I wanted to say it a while back, and I just totally forgot in a different video. So I did want to get that out to you guys. I mean, this is me trying to make it as user-friendly as possible, because I remember what it's like to be a beginner, and it can get, sometimes it gets a little bit intimidating, and you're like, oh, well, I'm not sure what to do here or whatnot. Well, I'm here to do it for you. All the configuration files, I mean, everything is already preset, and that way you just cut and paste and go. And if there's any more steps, I will guide you along the way in the video of that pack. I feel like I'm rambling here, and I probably am, and I do that sometimes, but I will tell you guys that I am so grateful for all the likes, the subscriptions, the patrons, the comments saying, you know, great work and thank you, and that really means a lot to me, guys, and I just want to make a point of thanking everybody that is ever done anything, even if you hit the thumbs down on my video. at least you took the time to do something towards what I'm doing. And you know, it is what it is. I mean, not everyone. I'm not building something that's everyone's cup of tea. I'm building it for whomever likes it. Um, and that's just kind of what I do. If I like it, I release it, and I hope everyone else likes it. If you don't, that's cool. I'm not your cup of tea. That's fine. Because there's a lot of stuff that people release where I'm like, wow, I love it. And then there's stuff people release where I'm like, well, it's not my cup of tea, but I'm still going to give them a thumbs up on their video because I don't ever give thumbs downs. If you're putting effort and hard work and time into releasing something for the gaming community, the retro gaming community in this instance, I'm gonna give you a thumbs up. I might not be a fan of what you're doing. I might not download what you're doing. I might not, have any interest in how you've designed it or whatnot. But because you took the time out to put in the effort and the work, then I'm definitely gonna give you a thumbs up just for that reason. So I wanted to get that out in this video, and I'm done rambling. Stay tuned for more vintage collection packs, guys. I'm trying to push these out as much as I can. And I got some good update review videos for some controllers that I've had. I've also got some new controllers that came in, some adapters that came in, and we're going to be doing a lot of review videos. So basically, what I do is try to keep you guys rocking and rolling and enjoying the videos. Without further ado, I'm going to tell you something right now. Vintage collection is going to be a long-running build. I don't know why I said without further ado. That's not the right saying, but it's going to be a long running. I'm going to do as many systems as possible. On my Patreon page, once I release the first packs that I have released, I'm going to be doing polls on my Patreon to where it's like, okay, what do you want to see next? And what do you want to see next? And what do you want to see next? And I'm going to keep doing those polls. And that way, I'm getting feedback from people who actually give a damn. And I'm not just throwing crap out there that nobody wants. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. Also, I want to get into some theming. So this is the initial theme. This is a modified anime theme. But I do want to get into theming and do a little bit more of a vintage feel. I have an idea in my head for the theme that I want to build, and I will be building it. I can't guarantee an ETA on that, but I will say that I'm going to continually work on this build and update it as frequently as possible, keep releasing packs, try to do more themes, add more options. I mean, this has the search feature, which is nice if you keep all of the ROMs. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt to go all the way through every single system and all the games that you have. This way you can search it. I think the theme is nice. I had it mentioned to me about it doesn't look so retro or vintage. I can't remember how they worded it, so I was like, you know what, you're right. I'm going to learn how to do theming better so that I can release something and give you guys more options and keep Vintage Collection rocking and rolling for quite some time. But again, I'm done rambling, so there's a lot coming up in the future. Stay tuned for those videos, more packs, more Vintage Collection. I've got HyperPie videos I want to come out with because those guys do amazing work, and I haven't had time to tinker with it yet. I've got controller reviews, I've got adapter reviews, I've got so much stuff coming out for you guys. I can't wait to release it. It's just a matter of time. So again, as always, I really appreciate you guys watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, above all, have a good day.